Black Friday is here early. Well, that's when the WWE Universe is being told that they'll be able to get their hands on the MatteLJNs, but you and I know different. You've already seen Dusty and Cena here on the vlog, and now it's time for Hogan. Now, I held off because I wanted to open a blue Hogan because the blue Hogan is supposed to be the basic and the black one is supposed to be the chase, but everybody I know has gotten nothing but the black carded, and I finally grabbed or I should say got a hold of a blue one, so here we go. It's like 1984, 1985, all over again. We are going to open up the original, the originator. Yes, we know it's not the original wrestling figures. We know the history, but for many of us, these are the first ones we ever saw. I mean, I remember going into Hill's department store and seeing the Hulkster, Hillbilly Jim, who I think I called the farmer, the announcer, who was Mean Gene, and the girl, who was, of course, Elizabeth. Well, here we are again with the Hulkster. As I talked about in the Dusty and Cena videos, which are available, go watch them, the card is very faithful. It's the same size. Initially, I thought maybe it was a bit smaller, but I compared it to a carded LJN, which again, you'll want to see, and it's like the same size. The bubble is different. The bubble is not glued on, but rather it's inside the card, which I don't know if that's because they're afraid of them, the bubbles falling off, which, that happened with so many Bundys back in the day, and since they're reissuing Bundy next year, I could see it, or if they just like it for the aesthetics or what, but also the sticker is no longer a sticker, the name sticker, it's printed on. Of course, some differences that you're going to expect with WWE, Mattel is on there, along with LJN. And the card back, of course, is like adapted like so, I should say. But, it's LJN, and it feels like LJN. It's the closest we've had. I mean, we've had, Jack's LJNs. We've had the Jazzwares LJNs. And don't get me started on that 2-pack with those brothers. Don't get me started. But finally, we have MattelJNs. Saw Dusty, saw Cena. Let's go for the first remake, which we're going to see next year. We're going to see Bundy and the Warrior, and kind of a remake with Jesse, but I'm really excited for that one. So let's take a look. As is status quo here on the vlog, I've already done a little cutting, not removal, just a little cutting, so that we don't have to hear that noise. You're going to hear enough noise as is. So, but let's get him out as I cut my finger. That's always fun. Bleed everywhere. Let's get him out. Maybe I should have cut more. Well, too late for that now. All right, this is time to twist them, turn them, and bend them, and all that good stuff. Here we go. He's coming. Here we go. And there was a piece of plastic that fell right there on the back. Let's sniff. Yeah, it's got the LJN smell. And like I said, along with the other MattelJNs and the big rubber guys, the smell goes away. But it kind of did with the originals too. So, we're not going to hold that against them. I mean, initially, it feels like you're holding the original. It's got the same feeling. It's got the same look. I mean, you're looking at it, just basically the strands, the sculpted strands of hair are the same. I mean, it looks identical. The chest with the nipples. Yeah, they're there. Yeah. Remember Yokozuna nipples on the Jacks back in 97? That was such a big deal. Anyway, never mind. We're not going to talk about nipples. Anyway, there's the belt, which hasn't turned green like a lot of the originals have. That's always nice. And the knee pads don't have wear. There's no beige marks in the middle because everybody, Hulkster was on his knees a lot, in the LJN ring. So there we go. I mean, it's just it's like opening a mint one upon the first glance, Now the belt itself came off with ease. We're gonna take a look at that. Of course, it's the old big green, but it's big black, I guess you'd say, because that's how LJN adapted it. And there it is. And that feels like the original. I mean, that feels identical, honestly. Okay, it does say Mattel. new copyright on there, so that'll keep people from, hopefully, from trying to pass it off as an original. And there's Hulkster without the belt. But like the other ones, you can tell that it's, you know, it's just not made the same. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, things change, processes adapt. I mean, you can see right there, the giveaway is, look at the bottom of the feet. That's not the chunk of rubber or vinyl or whatever the material was that the original LJNs were made of. It's not the same. But, you know, it's still great. I really like it. I'm glad they're doing it. Personally, I think I would not have reissued any of the originals. If they wanted to do Bundy and Warriors there next year, Hogan, I would do it like they're doing Jesse next year. Jesse is in the same pose, but he has the pink suit on that he wore at WrestleMania 85, WrestleMania 1. And I think that's a nice adaptation, a nice change, and you're still getting the character, and it resembles the original, but it's not the original. I think that's how I would have gone. Now, the Warrior, I think, is a good idea, in case you have a lot of people who don't have that one, because it's harder to get. And if you want to see the original Warrior, we have a video of him too right here. But yeah, I mean, you can just see right there on that seam, you can tell that it's not. This is not one hunk of figure. But yeah, I would have gone away from the direct remakes. That just would have been my decision with the MatteLJNs. I would have carved out my own line of characters, and I can understand why they do it. This is not what I would have done. And, you know, it is nice to have a pristine looking version of these original figures. So there you go. And they're going to be hot. I mean, they already are. They're already the talk of the wrestling world. We're talking about them right here on the vlog. So, but yeah, I would have kept it all new. And I also wouldn't have done current characters. I mean, you might notice I'm ignoring Logan Paul, partially because I've never seen him wrestle. And I think a lot of the people who collect these don't want the newer characters. Cena, I get. Trying to think of somebody else from recent years that I would include. See, to me, Cena's recent. He's on his retirement tour, and I'm calling him recent, but I'm old, so. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on anybody else I would have included from that era, but I might have gone into like the 90s, like with like maybe like a Brett and Shawn from that era, or maybe even like Diesel or something. But yeah, I wouldn't go into see, I'm going like to the 90s and calling that recent now. I just would not have current stars, current wrestlers, current whatever they call them, talent in the MatteLJN lineup. I just wouldn't. So that's me. But I do love the line. I'm going to be supporting it. I hope it gets easier to obtain. You know, I haven't had any trouble. No one I know is having any trouble, but I see people, I'm not going to get these. You are. You are. People panic too much. And who knows if the, you know, the black card will end up being the harder one to find or not. We just don't know yet. I don't know if they're going to, I'm sure they'll hit the website again. They have been hitting the website again in the past week or so, as far as I know. Who knows if they will again after Black Friday, when the official release is. Who knows if there'll be a display for Black Friday. And, you know, a lot of the Black Friday shippers, that's the cardboard displays that go in the middle of the aisles, come out before. You know, they probably were out this weekend, so who knows? Who knows how these stores are going to handle this? And we got one of the blue posters, because there's like 2 different blue posters and a black poster, so I don't know, you know, what the rarity is on each, but we pulled this one, and there it is. So that's cool. I mean, I'm glad they included that. That was such a big part of the LJNs, and now it's going to be part of the LJNs. So here we go. with the Hulkster. And we'll grab the Dream. And there they are. And I think the Dream, again, even if it's not the 100% correct material or construction, I think he makes a great LJN. Because this is probably what the LJN would have looked like, and now he's what the MatteLJN looks like. So, if you like this video, if you like seeing figures from now, then, before, after, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, because Black Friday is this week, and you're not supposed to have these until then, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I like all the comments that I receive, and all the subscriptions that I receive, all the feedback that I receive, and all the likes that I receive. So please keep it on. It helps the channel. It helps me, helps keep me going with more videos of figures, magazines, cards, autographs, you name it, photos. If it's in my collection, in my vault, if you will, you're gonna see it. So keep on keeping on. Good luck on Black Friday if you don't have these yet. Again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.